Okay guys, this is Peteonthebeat. In this video I'll present to you an article in which I'm giving you my take on the subject NoFap and Attraction based on my life experience and on doing NoFap for close to 4.5 years. You can take everything I'm about to say in this video as total bro science because I do not have any form of scientific evidence to back it up. So with all of that being said, let's begin with the question: is the NoFap attraction real? Firstly, the short answer: yes, most definitely it is. And now the long answer. Restricting orgasms drastically boosts your sex drive and energy. Subconsciously, people around you will notice that there's something different and even rare about you. Something special which makes you stand out. Regardless of that, you shouldn't have unrealistic expectations when starting NoFap, because male or female, being more attractive or being what is commonly referred as highly sexy individual is a combination of many things. Yes, I believe that it starts with having plenty of sexual energy, but also includes things like great physical appearance, vibrating at higher frequency, and also radiating things like happiness, satisfaction, confidence and self-sufficiency. Now, let's for a moment ignore the genders and imagine we have two people. We are going to call them person A and person B. Person A never orgasms and has tons of sexual energy which he or she is probably not channeling. Along with that, they are completely out of shape and often skip to take a shower. Same person often treats people bad, and because of that, staying around him or her could have very negative impact on your overall inspiration and well-being. Being around that person could easily destroy the excitement you have about everything. Now let's move to person B. Person B is really not that strict when it comes to limiting the number of orgasms they have. They want to do NoFap, but they relapse. Despite that, same guy or gal already has a physique which makes people turn heads. They dress with style and accordingly to their great looking body. Along with that, they also always smell better than most people and certainly better than person A. Person B has well-defined goals and daily works towards achieving them. Even though they are not the most inspiring person, they are always kind and responsive. While that happens, person A waits to stumble upon the next life hack which will eventually get the job done for them. Now my question is, do you really think that person A could be more attractive than person B? I seriously doubt about it. Although not having orgasms will definitely improve your sex appeal, your overall appearance and character, and what kind of thoughts and emotions they provoke in others are the things which would ultimately determine how attractive you are. Honestly, I really don't think that you should celebrate or do NoFap for the single reason of becoming more attractive and eventually getting approached. That is like buying yourself a flamethrower to light a candle, or maybe even like using a spaceship to carry your groceries from the local grocery store to your home. Instead of downgrading it, you want to make NoFap the foundation of your new life by freeing yourself from the horrible addictions to orgasms, porn and sex. Believe it or not, within you that will create a different environment. One which would allow you to channel your sexual energy towards continuously improving all aspects of your being. From your physique to your crafts and the other things that you do, from the thoughts in your head to the foods that you consume, the people you're surrounding yourself with and the way you're spending your time, including your daily habits and routines. Restricting the number of orgasms you have and abstaining from porn will not only provide you with the energy but also with the motivation, or maybe I should say with the burning desire to improve all of those things. Using it wisely will transform your whole existence for better, and that will inevitably reflect on your overall appearance as well. Ultimately, it will unleash a newer and better version of yourself, a version not only more attractive to the others and the outer world in general, but to yourself. Eventually you'll notice that the longer you sustain that lifestyle, the more miracles in your life you'll be attracting, because the spectrum is not limited only to people. So here guys, before I move to the next part of the video, I want to do this quick side note by saying this. Personally, I believe that it's almost not possible to be like person A when you're on NoFap. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Right now I'll move to the second part of the video, and that is basically answering the question, have I become more attractive? And I'll start answering that question by discussing my confidence, okay? How my confidence changed. My confidence during my whole childhood and puberty massively sucked. I was either shy as fuck, stoned, which was actually making my shyness even worse, drunk, or when under influence of stimulants, overconfident and speedy. Even though scratching and bodybuilding, especially bodybuilding, drastically improved my confidence, they did not fix the problem entirely. NoFap on the other hand not only made me feel confident 24/7, and by confident I do not mean like overconfident, but also gave me some inexplicable feel that everything is under control and I'm actually responsible for it. But even if it happens for me to experience some doubts or to feel a bit shy, I simply no longer give a fuck about it and I do what I'm about to do anyway. And here I would like to make clear that I honestly do not believe that is only because of NoFap or only because of semen retention. I believe that is because of the combination of those things and the other things that I do, like training every day, my diet and my whole lifestyle, okay? Now guys, let's discuss my character and behavior. Due to the fact my mind is no longer preoccupied with sex, I am able to be present and have deep and prolonged conversation with the people of the opposite gender. Actually, I'm pretty much always open to discuss something with someone as long as me and the other person are both interested in the same things. I believe that I not only became a better listener, but pretty much always willing to explain something to someone in very deep details if he or she needs it. That thing not only feels essential, but I actually enjoy doing it. As long as I can, I'm also much more willing to help others. Like it has always been part of my personality, being nice and kind to people started feeling natural. And last but not least is something very important which I already mentioned in some of my other NoFap videos, and that is the fact that NoFap definitely helped me start seeing the people of the opposite gender as human beings instead of potential or non-potential intimate partners. The way I'm going to proceed now guys is by discussing how NoFap improved my physique and my whole physical appearance. NoFap made some major improvements on my physique. I got leaner, fuller and more vascular. Many of the people around me became certain that I started messing with gear. Yet, right around the same time, I also managed to realize how important dressing accordingly to my better developed muscles actually is. I finally understood that due to the fact I'm 6.4 with well developed chest, deltoids and especially back and weaker arms, basically the only way for me to show off is to rock a stringer. So what happened then? After doing NoFap for only few months, I started noticing that pretty much wherever I was, my appearance was triggering some solid yet inexplicable attention. It didn't take too long and the people who were hanging with me started telling me things like, you cannot even imagine the way those girls are staring at you, or you cannot even imagine the way she's looking at you, or the way those people out there are staring at you. That started happening pretty much all of the time, especially during the summer, because obviously during the summer I'm able to rock a stringer. Like I became addicted to it. Pretty soon I started mostly going out with the purpose of showing off. That continued and reached its peak between 2013 and I would say almost 2015. During that period, making people turn heads, especially females, became a very important part of my daily life. Basically, wherever I was, I always had that thing in mind, that I'm gonna be there and I'll make people turn heads. The way how I began to feel back then was that regardless of the fact I do not visit festivals or other similar events, I started not only experiencing but actually living the phenomenon legendary Ziz describes in some of his videos. By the way, RIP Ziz. Slowly but surely my already weakened obsession with sex and orgasm started giving up to that feel, the feel I was getting when I was showing off. I would say that during the same period some exceptionally physically attractive females started coming to me on their own. After approaching me, some of them even made serious attempts to demand of me to get to know them, date them and eventually visit a hotel with them. Yet I was mostly pleased when finding out that ladies much more mature and experienced than me are actually fucking with me and they're even willing to visit me from another city several times a month. For quite a while, all of that was making me feel amazing, and I was extremely excited about it pretty much all of the time. Actually, one of my favorite things was to be somewhere with, for example, a few people and have them discussing for 5 minutes how so-and-so was staring at me. However, after that period I've mentioned, that quote-unquote crazy inside me started to fade away. Even though I was getting even more attention, my inner response to it became slightly different. Basically, how I started feeling about it changed. Because of that, I came to the conclusion that I probably shouldn't be that concerned with impressing others, but with impressing one person and one person only, and that is my own self. I explained that in my How to Channel Your Sexual Energy video, okay, just in case you want to find out more. No, that doesn't mean I became indifferent to being attractive and getting attention. Actually, it still feels amazing. It's just that nowadays I'm less excited about it because there are other things to preoccupy my mind, ones which entirely depend on me. Self-tracking clearly showed me that the more dreams of mine I turn into reality, the more attractive to the outer world I become. In fact, I would say that the most attractive I became was when I started channeling my sexual energy to become better in the things that I always wanted to do. To me, that worked as magic or something. I also realized that getting attention from different people is actually making me feel very different. And what I mean by that is that I'll always feel great to get noticed by another person who is investing his or her time to improve his or her physique. In those moments I get that feel that real recognize real, or something like that. I hope that makes sense. So, okay guys, right now I'll give you something like final words or conclusion of everything I said. So, is NoFap going to make you more attractive? Yes, it most definitely will. I believe part of it will come in direct manner, but most of it won't. Actually, biggest part of your attractiveness will be a result of harnessing your sexual energy, reinvesting it to improve your own self, make the things that you want happen, and living your life with the purpose you chose for yourself. I would say enjoy the attention when you're getting it, feel yourself in those moments and even be inspired by them. Just do not expect to have the same excitement about it until the rest of your life, because this lifestyle will change you from the inside out and it will eventually make you rethink your values for good. So yeah guys, that was basically everything I wanted to say in this video. I hope you like it. If so, please do not hesitate, click on the thumbs up button down below. If you want to, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. And yeah, I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more. Have a nice one. Peace and I'm out. Keep flexing and keep doing NoFap. Peace.